Hello fellow cinephiles, Film Guru here. Today I'm reviewing Faults. This is written and directed by Riley Stearns and stars Mary Elizabeth Winstead and Leland Orser. And it follows the story of Ansel, played by Orser, who is a world's foremost expert in mind control. And due to an incident that happened a few years previous, he has become half the man he used to be. Doesn't trust himself, has given up on life, has become a bit of a has-been, and he owes a lot of people money. And he's just trying to make ends meet and survive, giving talks, which not a lot of people are interested in. They never go quite the way he expects. After one of these particular talks, he meets a man and a lady who ask for his help in order to get their daughter home, who's become part of a cult or a group, and they want her to return home, become part of the family again. Ansel is really hesitant at it because he's given up on life, he's given up on everything, and he just doesn't want to get involved. And he's still reeling from the effects of what happened a few years previously during this incident where a young girl had taken her own life. But after they offer him money to help them out, he reluctantly takes it because he feels that the money he will get, he'll be able to pay off his debts to the people he does owe money to. So he goes about kidnapping Claire, him and two other guys, kidnap her and take her to a hotel room in the middle of nowhere, and Ansel is trying to deprogram her from all the brainwashing and mind control that he believes the group has used on her in order and help her get back to who she truly is. Things don't go according to plan. Everything starts out as normal as he would go about deprogramming somebody, but as it goes along, strange things start to happen. It starts to look at who really is in control and who really is the one who needs help. And it has a lot of twists and turns along the way, leading to a somewhat surprising and shocking ending that you don't see coming. And there's a lot of things that happen you don't understand why they're happening or how it's unfolding until you get to the end. It becomes a really interesting ride and a very fascinating film. Look, I kind of liked this. It was different. It was a little strange and odd, I must admit. Felt a lot like David Lynch's sort of films. You weren't quite sure what was real and what wasn't. It's a very interesting and fascinating film. It was very refreshing. I was impressed with it. It's good to see something a bit different out there, even though it was a bit strange and I didn't know how to take it when I first saw it. And as a film, I think you need to watch a few times to really get a lot out of it. There's a lot in there, and the first viewing you're sort of so shocked with it, but I think with the second viewing you'd start to see these things as they really are and start to work it out a lot easily. Both the main actors are brilliant. Mary Elizabeth Winstead is really fantastic in this. She's one of my favourite actresses. Every time she does something is really impressive. She doesn't do a lot of things, but when she does come into a film, she is really great, and she does really great effort playing Claire here. As I'm not going to give too much away, but the film goes in a different direction and it's not quite what you think it's going to be. And the way she shifts within her character is really, really fascinating and interesting. Leland Orser is really great in this too. He's a sort of a unique actor who sort of does a lot of bit parts, and this is sort of one of his first leading sort of character roles in quite a while. You'd probably remember him from Seven, and Bone Collector, and a variety of other roles where he plays unique and sort of odd characters. And this is no exception. This character is sort of a bit of a scumbag in a way, and you don't really sort of know what to make of him to begin with. He seems a bit strange, his motives are odd. You learn more about him as the film goes on, and this is really great, I think, when a filmmaker doesn't tell you everything to begin with, but reveals it throughout the film. It keeps you connected to the character, and you see an arc and a change within that character. When this film finished, I was just speechless. I was in shock of what I just witnessed and what I just watched and what it was all about. And it took me quite a while to think about it and think of what I wanted to say about it. So I've taken a while to let it percolate through my mind before I made a decision on what I thought of it and doing a review based upon it. Look, I like the look of this film and the feel of it. It is strange. There's a really weird oddness to it. And the music doesn't help. That would be the only sort of negativity or criticism I would have. That would be the only criticism I have about the film, is it just felt like it didn't know what it wanted to be. whether it wanted to be a comedy or a drama or a black comedy or a thriller suspense film or a sci-fi. It just didn't quite know what it wanted to be. And I think they did it like that to confuse the audience a little bit, so you're not quite sure what to expect, and when the twists and turns do come through the film, it isn't such a shock because they've set it up to be strange and odd. It's obviously a very independent film. It's only sort of shot in 3 locations or 4 locations. And they're used very effectively. And even during the kidnapping scene is all based within the van, so you don't actually see anything until the van pulls up, the doors open, they grab Claire. So it's sort of working within the budget that it does have, doing it cheaply and simply, but still effective sort of story. It felt in a way too like a pilot to a TV series. I would love to see more of this sort of thing, maybe a sequel to it to expand on the ideas that they've presented here, or even a TV show based upon this, and revealing a bit more, because it's a really interesting sort of film. I like sort of films a little bit with cults, because their ideology and what they believe and think and how they are affected by the people in charge and all that sort of stuff is really interesting. Look, final verdict, if you like something that's a little different, if you like something that's a little odd and off the wall, if you're a fan of Mary Elizabeth Winstead or Leland Orser, or just want to watch a movie that's different, something different, unique, this is definitely a film for you. This film won't be for everybody, and the subject matter and the circumstances that do arise throughout the film with a lot of twists and turns may be shocking to people and may make them feel uncomfortable. But if you can get through that, it is definitely worth a watch. It's a film I will have another look at just to get a bit more out of. Look, I'm going to give this 4 out of 5. I really thoroughly enjoyed it. It's a film I'll watch again, and it fits to me within the last couple of films I've seen similar to it, with The Void and Devil's Candy. Not that they're the same film or the same subject matter, but they're 3 unique films that independently made, which create a lot of suspense and thriller, and they leave you with something. There's something at the end of all of those films that leaves you with a sense of awe or shock or something like that, like you've missed something and you need to watch these films again to draw upon what you've missed or try and work out what's happening. And this is definitely one of those films. I didn't know a lot about it going in, and I was happy with that because I was able to go with the twists and turns and the shock and not get too lost in the writing or anything, but just immerse myself in the story. Anyway, that's all from me today. If you've enjoyed what you've heard here, please hit subscribe down the bottom. Otherwise, until next time, enjoy the movies.